So Derek, after that defeat at Port Vale, you gave a really sort of stirring rallying cry afterwards about everyone fighting for the club and fighting for the owner, fighting for the board. What's been the rallying cry to the players this week?
Same as, keep on doing what they've been doing. They've been working ever so hard this season. Been unfortunate a lot of games, not to pick up points, but we are where we are at this moment in time.
So these two games coming up, we've been saying it a lot recently, two back-to-back home games, are they both must win?
Listen, all the games now are must win. Every game we go into, we have to win to get the 3 points, and Swindon and Cheltenham are no different.
How much difference does it make dropping to the bottom of the table after Tuesday night's result for Carlisle, their draw, or does it make no difference at all?
Well, with the same number of points between ourselves and Tranmere at this moment in time, we obviously know that Tranmere play on Friday night before we both play on Saturday. So that'll tell us, where we're going to be going into Saturday's game.
It's a real test of nerve, isn't it, for yourself and for everyone, really? Because as you say, Tranmere playing Friday night could be even worse come 3 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, listen, but we are where we are. We're playing against teams like Tranmere and Carlisle, and what we've got to understand is that we're working ever so hard to do that. Tranmere are a huge football club in this division. Carlisle, the owners have come in and reportedly spent 10 million since they came in 2023, and we are fighting, and the players are giving their all, and that's all we can ask.
So is it more frustrating then that against these clubs with bigger budgets, which is virtually every single one in League Two, that you're only just coming up short?
Well, we've lost 14 games 1-0, so that tells you that we were doing a lot right. Basically, we're not taking the big opportunities when they're coming along in games. But, as a team, as a squad, they're giving their best, and that's all you can say.
How do you see the Swindon challenge? Because they're a really good example of a team that's broken away, aren't they? When you played them at their place, they were right in the mix as well, but they've pulled away because of a decent run. Shows what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a good squad. They shouldn't have been where they were, at the start of the season. They were a squad built to get promoted, out of this division. They did well in January as well, taking in Nichols from Mansfield, from League One. But they have done well to, pick up some really good results.
How do you manage the pressure on the players in this sort of situation? Is it about taking the pressure off them, or is it maybe a bit the other way and making them realise how important every game is? How do you manage them?
They realise how every game is important. That's what they go into it. You can see that by their application, their attitude. You can see that with the information they take on board. So every game they go into, they understand the pressure. They've done that since the start of the season. And
do individuals need treating differently? Some players respond differently to a message than another.
It can be that way, but as a group, they are excellent. They have taken on information throughout the season really well. We saw that on Saturday against Port Vale. We've come up short in a lot of the games this season that could have gone either way.
And it's part of the message to try and keep your heads, because you've suffered with red cards, haven't you, recently? Key red cards early in games where you've been up against it in the first place, and then red cards have made it even harder for yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a big problem for us, but from our point of view, it's probably taking the chances when they come along. That's been our biggest problem in conceding errors along the way.
What do you do about that? And again, we've talked about it a lot in terms of how you get players to take more chances, particularly this late in the season. Is it practice?
Just continue to practice with them, trying to replicate what's going to happen on a Saturday, and we do that all the time, but it's players are working ever so hard to do that.
Gwion Edwards went off injured at Port Vale. How is he?
Yeah, Gwion's out for the season. He's damaged his knee and certain other things in there as well. So him, along with Henry McAdam, that's their season over. We've still got obviously George Ray, Moore out at this moment in time. Gardner was added to that list. He twisted his knee this week. So, we have got the ones that we've got at this moment in time, and they're all fighting, to do well.
So Gardner missing as well, and Gwion Edwards is a huge loss, isn't it?
He's as big a loss as everyone else is. It's the same. He's the same as every other player. He has done well in games this season, and we will be amiss because it's someone that we'd be like to have chosen in games.
When it comes to some of these key players being injured, you could argue they're all key, but George Ray, Gwion, Stuart Moore, is it easy to sometimes just feel sorry for yourself?
No, as I said before, you become a better player when you're injured. There's no doubt about that. And I think that the ones that are here, that are playing, we concentrate on them because they're the ones that can go over the line and perform. But that's not to say anything against the ones that are injured. They can't do anything for us at this moment in time.
You praised the supporters as well as the players after the Port Vale game. They'll have a huge role, won't they, with these two games coming up at home?
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere is excellent, home and away, and it's vital that we get that on Saturday, which we will do. But it comes from the pitch. It's what happens on the pitch that translates into the atmosphere in the stadium.
Interesting hearing from Tom White about the difference it can make to a player, to a person, when the fans are behind you and chanting your name. You can't underestimate that, can you?
Well, it's in any occupation. If yourself is reading comments on social media about how bad a reporter you are, then you're not going to perform very well. So I think that is the case. When supporters talk in a positive way, people talk in a positive way, it can only help you. And that's the same in society. In society, we've got a problem of negativity. We've got a problem of talking about the negatives. Why not talk about the positives? It's a beautiful world out there, and we've got so many negative people that want to dismiss people. And I think that we, as football managers, as football players, bring a lot of joy to a lot of people, sometimes disappointment, but not without trying. And that's all we can say that we've done this season. In difficult circumstances, we've tried our best, and we'll continue to try our best for the remaining 8 games.
So it's about feeling valued, whether it's a player or a manager like yourself. That can be that extra 10%.
Valued means for everyone in the world. Everyone's got a value. Everyone's a human being, and it's up to treat people the correct way. Treat others as you like to be treated yourself. And I think that is something that everyone should stick to.
At any football club, when things are going wrong on the pitch, at the bottom end of a table, do you think that can be forgotten, that human element of things?
Without a doubt, it's sport, and unfortunately, if you don't get results, then you don't pick up points. And without trying, we are doing ever so well to try our best, and the supporters can see that. And I think that we have taken a lot of flack off the football club this season because of the amount of effort that we're putting on in the pitch, and that effort has paid in dividends, not only from me as a manager, for the support that I give the players, because I think that's vital as well, is to see the players fighting ever so hard for the jersey, and that's what every supporter wants to see.
You talked last week about the club being where everyone thought the club would be, at second bottom or bottom. Do you believe you can end the season third bottom despite that 7-point gap?
I do. I think that we obviously have to do the work ourselves. It's still in our hands because results won't go for every other team in this league. If we were to win the amount of points that we feel that we can win between now and the end of the season, then we will stay up, but we're going to have to go on some run to do that.
Get money for your old